Hello, welcome to another video tutorial courtesy of BECTEC Consultant. My name is Cecile, and in today's video we will cover a couple of topics today. We will look at user management, and after that we'll probably look at security management, both in Linux, the Linux operating system. And before we go into it, I will recommend you take note of these other two commands in this note. This was mentioned in previous class or previous videos, so you may want to add that into your notes, study it, practice on your servers, and yeah, that's it. So let's get down into business. User management. So in Linux, I'll be making my notes as I explain, and we use our server. That way you can have the notes on the website, on the class website, after I'm done and uploaded it on the site. So user management, so it involves managing user accounts and their components. So let's say it involves managing user accounts, their components. Okay, that's a simple word what user management is. So as a system admin, there are many user accounts or regular user accounts that you create. We're now going to learn how to manage them, how to apply security measures on certain accounts, how those are applied to accounts, how to change account names, change password, and group IDs, user IDs, what all of that is. So user management involves managing user accounts and their components. So user account components, we've mentioned this several times in class, and we said user account components, where they're located at the etc password file, right? So user account components located in it's the password, it's the password file. Okay, so I'm going to bring on my server, and in my server I cat it's the password, all of these. So most of the information and the user accounts, so accounts that have been created in the server, like I have students account. So these are the student account that has been created. These are its account components. Okay, all of this information is what we're going to study. Okay, for clarification, I could cut or I just grab what student from its password, and it gives me just that. We saw grep in one of our previous class sessions, so that's how you could grep, filter out particular information from a file. So I just grep student. I can as well do what, tail, as you could say, tail -2 what, it's the password, right? And it gives me just the last two information in that file. So I just do tail -1 and call my command tail -1, and it gives me just that last line. So that way I don't get to see every other thing because I don't need it. Okay, so I'm going to write out all that information. Let me bring up my server again. So if I grab students and it's the password, so this information, all of this that makes up these these accounts, this components that make up this user account, is what we're going to study. That's what we're going to talk about in a user account, user management. And there are 7 fields. It is 1, student 1. This is what the user login name. The X, this is 2 for the password field. We're going to look at here, understand why it is in X. 3 is the UID field. 4 is the GID field. Okay. 5 where it says BedTech student, that's a comment field. 6, all of this, home students, that's a home directory field. And lastly 7, the shell field. So if you look closely, each part of it is separated by the double dots or colon, which makes up 7 fields of the user account components. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the notes. So involves manage user accounts and their component. User account components are located in the EC password file, e.g. we have student, we have the X, we have that. I'm just going to the figures and see, and yours may show something different. Okay, BedTech student, home student. I'm just making the notes, for us being so let's see if we have up to 7 fields. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we got it. Okay. So I'm gonna add that in our note saying if we grep student, it could be any account name. It mustn't be student. It could be any user account name you already have in your server. Okay, so by my case, it's a student account that I'm using. So if you grep student from its password, it shows the 7 fields. Okay. So the 7 fields in that file. I'm put in 7 fields in the in the EC password file. Alright. Okay, so we're going to look at each field one after the other. Okay, so 1 user account name. User account name. Okay, so user account name, what is it? It should contain, so there are certain things we must know about the user account name. User account name, it's let me bring up my server again. User account name is the first field right here. In my case is student. So we're starting with this first field, student. Yours could be JDO, or it could be Mary, whatever username you assign when creating the account. So I'm beginning with the first one, student. So that's the user account name. And we say it should contain 2 to 8 characters of letters and or numbers. So to contain 2 to 8 characters of letters and or numbers. Okay, you must have at least one lower case letter, and the first must be a letter. Okay, this is a set. These are common things when creating an account. So you must have at least when lowercase letter and the first character must be a letter. Okay, the second one we're going to look at is the password field. Okay, password field. Password field. Bring on my server. Let's show you ourselves. The password field is the second field. Now, for security purpose, it is just the X you see, but the password field, the password is assigned to this account upon creation of the account. Okay. So the password field is and I'm gonna put equal to an X, just saying X is a placeholder. So that's the placeholder for the actual password, okay, of the password. Okay, to solve the password, password encryption located in the shadow. Remember we said password encryptions are located in the XC shadow file, right? XC shadow file. So we've been talking about all of this, and now we are learning it, in depth. Okay, so password for X is a placeholder of the password encryption located in the XC shadow file. Okay, rules for password. Now, so rules for creating a password. Okay, one, password must be unique and complex. Okay, it should have 6 to 8 characters of letters, numbers, or special characters. Okay, special characters. I'm gonna put those special characters in bracket. Example of them, you have the dollars, you have the dollar sign, you have the @ symbol, or you have the exclamation sign, you have the pound, and you have this, the dash. Okay, so those are examples of special characters. Okay, I think there is another rule. The first 6 characters trying to go a little fast here. Characters must contain at least one number or special character. Okay, the first 6 characters must contain at least one number, right, or special character. So those are some of the rules that make up the password field that are required when creating a password field. Create a password in the password field for user account. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, the third one is the UID. UID, which means user ID. Okay, means user ID. So we said the third field is the UID. Okay, which means user ID. So the UID is a numeric ID assigned to user account when created. Okay, so UID, it is a numeric ID. Numeric ID assigned to a user account. Assigned to user account when created. Okay, and created by the admin, right? So UID. So and the UIDs are in range. Okay. So this numeric ID or number that is assigned to any account when it is created. So it done automatically by the system. You just create the account and the UID will be assigned to the account when it was created. So for example, if I bring on my server, you see in our current account, the student account, this is the third we're working on. This 500 is the UID right here. It was assigned by the system, when it was being created. Okay, but guess what? That number can be changed, but we'll get to that as we proceed. So that's a UID, but UIDs, have a range. Okay, so we're going to look at the ranges of UID, because the range, that's a certain number within which UIDs are assigned to particular accounts, and other range from beginning from certain number to another, that UIDs are assigned to other kinds of accounts. Okay, so let's look at UID range. I'm going to tabulate it, organize it this way as a UID range. And give space, okay, account type. Okay, enter. So from 0 to 99, from 0 to 99, system account. Okay, 0 to 99, system account. UID range as numbers within the range of 0 to 99 are assigned to system accounts. Okay, and then from 100 to 60,000. Okay, 1 to 3. Do some proper organization of my work. 100 to 60,000 are what? A figure, so range that assigned to standard user accounts. This account number created by the system admin, by you, the system admin. So these are what? Standard user accounts. Okay, the account are that created by admin. Okay, the admins. Good. The next one, 60,001 to 2 million. Okay, can you imagine? That's quite large. 2 million, right? And this is UID that are assigned only to special system accounts. Okay, special system accounts. Okay, so those are the UID range, So if I bring up my server, we will discover that my UID is 500. So what range does that put me in? Puts me in standard user account, right? From 100 to 60,000. So that UID was created by me, the system admin, because it was created when I was creating that account, right? Okay. So the accounts therefore were created by the system as what system accounts, standard user accounts are created by system admin. Okay, good. So let's take note of that and we proceed. Next thing we're going to look at, how do we display UIDs? Okay, how do we display UID? Alright, so to display UID of an account, we've seen it already, right? So what do? I cat its password. Okay, I can cat its password, or I can type the command ID, for example, ID and the username, e.g. I say ID student, and we'll display the UID of student. Let's do that in my server. Bring on my server, say ID student. So that's a new command you're learning right now. ID student, and it gives me UID 500 for the account name student. We're going to look at the next one is GID. Also look at group ID. Okay, so that's how we check UID of an account. I just type ID student. Okay. So we're going to do a little exercise right now. Okay, let's see. To create an account, so exercise. Exercise. The exercise is create an account for James with the UID. With UID equal, let's say 210, right? So create an account for James with UID equal 210. How do we do that? How do we do that? It is simple. So I'm going to build the solution proper English. I'm going to just write the solution out before we do it in our server. Okay, so solution, right? What's the command to create an account? User add, right? So in this case, so follow, watch closely. So user add -u, that's create a UID. So then I give a space, I put the number, the one that I count to have. In that example exercise is 210. Okay. So 210, I can do my comments. Okay, that's C, right? I can give them the full name wasn't given. I'll just maintain James. Okay, close the comments. Put my directory, my -d. And what's the directory gonna be? Home James. Okay, and -m for James, and I hit enter. So let's go do that in our server. So we know all the other procedures already, -m, to create a user name, the directory, the comments field for the name. Normally we put two names, full name, but in this case none was given, so I just put this just James alone. Sometimes you can do without, but this is my focus because it's what we are learning right now. So UID 210. Okay, so let's do that in our server. Bring on my server, and let's do that right so that we follow, on the same page. So user add -u or 210, right? So it's 210 -c James -d home James. Put the dash. -d James. What -m for James. Did I get everything right? I enter my keyboard. So that account has been created. Okay, so let's verify if that UID has been assigned to this account, the UID of 210. So how do we verify? We say we have to display the UID. Here it is right here in our notes. We can just do what ID, the username. So let's say ID James, and there it is. The UID is 210. I can as well grab James from its password. So see the multiple commands now to reaching the same goal, and there it is. James username password field, the UID 210. So that has been done. So we got it right. Hope you're following. So there's a new commands we're learning as we go. This will come in your next homework, so pay close attention. Now, but guess what? Let's do another exercise. Okay, what I'm going to teach next. So exercise 2 is create. Wow, you see I did a typo right here. Did a typo. Create an account for Jane and assign her the same UID of 210. Okay, so this is another scenario. We have to create another account and assign that person the same UID which the current existing, previous account existing already has. Okay, because by default we create it, and we have to meet the requirements of the question, right? So there is a way to do that. So solution. So our solution, okay, solution user add, regular command to create an account, user add -u. So pay close attention. So after the -u, put the 210. But this is what we do, put a -o. Okay, a -0 rather. Okay, that's the letter. Okay, the letter 0, not the number O. Okay, don't get it mixed up. So, and then, so the O does what? It allows duplication. Okay, that's the purpose of the O, to allow duplicate. Without that, it won't work. So I'll put -o to allow duplication of UIDs, and then put the name. Okay, we'll put the name right there. So let's do that in our server. So user add. So I'm not going to put all the rest of the other information. I'm going to do user add -u 210 -o, and then what's the name? Jane, right? Jane. I can do -m and -d. Jane, I do -d for home. Jane, enter. So let's verify. How do we verify? I can do ID Jane. Oh, let's search user, can't see password. Let's see. There it is, Jane. Oh, I didn't give, so you see, I didn't give Jane a username. I mean, like the full name. See the difference? So he has 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fifth field is not there. So the fifth field is 6, 7. So home Jane has been created. So I was going to verify. Oh, I see why it didn't work. So I do ID uppercase Jane. And there it is. So I think my error was I needed to do uppercase J for the name Jane. So you see, as Linux is case sensitive, it's because I did it before without the uppercase J. It said no username change. Rather, I needed to have done it with a lowercase J. But that's a UID right there, 210. I hope you can see it. So he has the same UID as James. Okay. Alright, let me clear my screen. Okay, let's proceed. So that's that for UID. Our next field is the GID, the fourth field. Okay, the fourth field. Let's go back and take a look, a full scale look. So we've done the first one, student 1. We've done the password for 2, 3, which is the UID, and this is fourth one we're going to look at right now is GID. Okay, so fourth field, GID, in bracket, stands for group ID. Okay, GID means group ID. So it is a group ID of the user account group. Okay, every single user account, must have or must belong to a group. So group ID, let's say it is the group ID of the user account group. So the group in which every account belongs to that group has a number, which is the ID, using identifying it. So say every single user account, must belong to a group. Okay, belong to a group. The default user group is a group called order. Okay. So note that users must belong to one primary group and can be assigned to as many as 15 secondary groups. Okay, that's that for group ID. So let's proceed. So how do you display a group ID? Display system rules. So let's see on group ID. Okay, so display system groups. The command to do that, we cat etc group. So that's another file you're learning right now, the etc group file. Take note of that file, etc group. Okay, etc group, and it also has a group range. I'm just going to copy this and make some changes. Okay, so to go fast, just going to copy this. Come down here, group range, internal paste. So group range, so we have that's group ID. So group ranges from 0 to 99 is system groups, system account, system group, 100 to 60,000 standard group. Okay, so 60,000 and 1 to 2 million to 2 million rather is special groups. Okay, so within these different kind of groups, these are the range of numbers that has the group ID they're assigned for each group type. So it's going to be account type, group type. Okay, right. So we're making some good progress. Next, so another exercise for us to learn. Exercise. So we use exercise as some exercise. This is create a group called exec, like what execute. Okay, so to create a group called exec. To do that, solution, we type the command group add. So we have user add to create these accounts, and we have the command group add to create a group. Okay, so group, so create a group called exec. So we're going to say to do that, use the command group add and then the name of the group we want to create. So group add exec. Okay, how do we verify? So we got its group to verify. Okay, to verify, what do? We got its group. Or we just grab that group name we have been assigned to create. Just grab exec from its group. You see? Or you grab exec from its group. Perfect command. So I'm going to do that in my server right now. This is create a group called exec. So we are building up into something. We're going to say all of this will come into play in a user account. So we'll have to take it step by step. Okay, so I'll create a group add exec. Hit enter. It's been created. And okay, got its group. So that's exec right there, down there. That we created. See what other groups that we created. That's the group exec. Can also grab exec from its group, and it gives me the exec. So that's how we create a group. I would say group is an ID. Group ID is ID of a user account. So each user account belongs to a group. Okay, so we create a group. Normally, you can create a group and assign a user account to that group, and then you can also switch user account in a group. Okay, which means what I'm saying is, a user can belong to a group. You create a new group and remove that user from the current group and assign that user to the new group that you created. Okay, but we're going to look at that as we proceed. Okay, so we created our group called exec. Now let's do another exercise. Let's bring two things together. Okay, exercise. Our exercise is create a group called training. One short word, create a group called tech. Create a group called class class 1. Okay, create a group called class 1 with GID, that's group ID of what, 200. Okay, so let's put down the solution before we go to our server and do this. So the solution for this will be group add. Okay, watch closely. Group add, that's G is for group. That G feature is for the group that we want to create a GID of 200. So 200, and then the group name is called class 1. So our question says create a group called class 1 with a group ID of 200. Okay, now the group ID of 200. So the command group add to create a group. So create a group first right here called exec. Now we have created another group called class 1. Okay, and in this scenario, the second exercise, we not only created a group, but we also assigned a group ID of 200 to the group we just created. Okay, so we do that together. And how do we verify? So that's the command to create a group and assign a group ID. To assign a group ID, we put it as G. Remember that. Okay. To assign a UID, we put it -U. So that when we're doing creating user account, assign a UID. We'll take it up here. To assign a UID, we're creating user account, user I -U, assign the UID of 210. To assign a group ID, it's -G with the group command for group add. Okay, group add, -G 200. Okay, right. So to verify, you know, to put the same procedure, we can grab what? We can grab class 1 from ET group. Okay, that's one from ET group to verify. So let's come back to our server and carry out that exercise. So create a group called class 1 with GID of 200, and following the solution, we type group add -G. We put the GID number required of us, 200, and the group name that it should be class 1. And hit enter. That has been created. To verify, I grab class 1 from ET group, and there is class 1 with the GID of 200. Okay, makes sense? I hope it's making sense. We're on the same page. All right. So let's proceed. So we've seen in our exercise we created a group called class 1 with a GID of 200. So let's say we have to create another group, you know, it assign, give that group the same GID. Normally it's going to, you know, just like we did with the user ID scenario above. Same thing we're going to do with the group ID. We just kind of create it like that without telling the system, you know, assign this group with the same GID. So we're going to do that by, you know, going to an exercise again. So exercise, and the exercise says create a group called, okay, this one is going to be class 2. First one was what, create a group for class 1. I'm going to call this class 2. Okay. Oh no, that was class 1, so class 1A, because there was no class 2 yet, with a GID of 200 as well. Okay, so solution to that. So this is the solution. What's the command? Remember the command? We're taking a user add. I mean group add. So group add. Okay, that's G. Okay, 200. But this time that's O. Okay, and our class 1A. Right. Let's go back to our server and try that out. So group add, that's G 200, that's O, because this group ID already exists. Okay, but this new group that we are creating, we want to assign it to this already existing group ID. Okay, so 1A, and hit enter. That has been created. So how do we verify? We can do tail. Okay, let's say tail dash 2, you know, it's a group, right? To verify, it's a group to verify both groups, you know, verify that both groups, you know, with similar GID, and I hit enter. So we have class 1 with a GID of 200, and class 1A group with a GID as well of 200 as well. Okay, so both groups have the same group ID. Let's put that in our notes. To verify what do we do? I just gotta put that there. I just did dash 2 etc group. Okay, and let's say to if both groups, so both groups with similar GID, just make it short. See both groups with similar GID. Okay, good. So that has been done. So I'm going to give a little note. So take note of this. So we've done GIDs and group ID. So take note that that's G lowercase g option the G of option if the user add command. Okay, it's used to specify the primary group of user account. Okay, I know we've done user add before we come to group add, but take note of this. So that does G lowercase g small g of a user add command is used to specify the primary group of the user account. Okay, which means the user account must be a member of a primary group and can also belong to as many as 15 secondary groups. I mentioned that before. Okay, while that's G, because we're going to look at this next, so I'm trying to make this distinction. Okay, the G option for user add command is used to specify secondary group of a user account. Okay, for the G, that's uppercase G of user add command used to specify secondary group of a user account. So user account, so like we said, a user account can belong to a part of primary group and as many as 15 secondary groups. And those secondary groups, when you are assigning them to the account, we're going to use the uppercase G to do that, okay, and not the lowercase g for primary. So take note of that. Okay. Okay, so another exercise we're going to look at real quick to help us learn something. So exercise let me use space to have a clean work. Okay, so our exercise now says an account for Mary, the primary group called exec and secondary group called what other group already also going to call class 1. Yeah, we'll have this group already. So we're going to create a single account that is going to have two groups, right? Its primary group will be Mary's primary group should be exec, and a secondary group should be class 1, right? Okay. Now those groups already exist, so we're just assigning those groups to this new account, or this account to those groups we are creating. They already exist in the system. We already created before class 1, and another group before call, I think that group before call exec. Anyway, we'll see as we proceed. So I'm going to change it. The primary group called class 1A. Yeah, class 1A, and secondary called class 1. Suppose those groups already exist, so our solution should be our solution. Okay, so we're creating an account, right? No, I'm going to maintain that exec. Yes. Alright. So our solution will be this: user add. Now, this is create an account for Mary with a primary group, exec, and secondary group, what, class 1, right? So what happens in dash G? Now we want to assign in its primary group first. And in our node we said that G is primary group, right? So user add dash G, okay, and we put the group exec, okay, space dash now uppercase G for the secondary group called what, class 1, and put the name Mary. Okay, so that's how we do that. And to verify, to display both groups, okay, so I put So just ID dash A Mary, put this in bracket to display primary and secondary groups together. This is good stuff to learn. So let's do that in our server. So we have to create an account. So what's the command? User add. Now we're creating an account. User add. We're not creating the groups. Okay, so it cannot be group add. The groups already exist, already created. So we're going to user add to create the account, but now assigning primary and secondary groups. So user add -G for primary group first. It has to be exec. So package G for the secondary group, which has to be class 1, and the name Mary. So at this point in Linux, you're not going into creating all those -C options to put the comment and put the full name and home directory. Sometimes you skip that when you know we're moving into mid-level, stuff right now already. So that account has been created. Okay, and I guess ID dash A Mary, and it gives me the UID. What is it? Okay, this is the group and the class. Primary group has to be exec, and secondary group class 1. So you see under groups equals bracket exec and class 1 with their different IDs. Okay. Oh, there is a -A here. I did it in the server by the right here, so take note of that. Okay. Good stuff. So this is one command to display primary and secondary groups of a user account. ID-A, the name of the user account. Okay. To display only a primary group, we just put ID, the name of the user account. Or you can grab the user account from its password to get the primary group. Alright. Let's keep going. So remember we said a user account belong to one primary group and can have as many as up to 15 secondary group. So there can be a scenario where you create one primary group and assign 2 or 3 secondary group to the same user account. So we're going to see how to do that all together. Okay, so we're going to go to another exercise. Exercise, and it says create an account for Harry. Name is let's say for Harry, the primary group equals staff. Secondary group equal I'm gonna bring it down here. Secondary groups are going to be other and exec. So there are 2 secondary groups that this account should belong to. Okay, but you also have to have one primary group called staff. Okay, Now solution. Let's solve this. What's the command? Creating an account, right? So the command will be user add. Dash what? First one, the primary group, that's G or lowercase g, staff. Okay, simple as ABC dash uppercase G, and then we'll put the other group, that's uppercase G, other, and we'll put comma, and put the other secondary group name, exec, and put the name Harry. So to assign multiple user to multiple secondary groups, they are separated by just a comma. Okay, like other and exec. Right. So let's go back to our server and do that. So user add, that's G, staff, uppercase G, other, comma, exec. I knew this was going to happen, and I did intentionally for us to learn. So it says the group staff does not exist. So if a group doesn't exist, has not been created in the system, when assigning a user account to that unexisting group, it won't work. So take note, you have to first of all create a group before now. When you're creating a user account, you assign that account to that already existing group. So we have to go and create the group called staff first. What is the command to create a group? Group add, if you saw already. So group add what? Group add staff. It's that simple. So let's verify in our notes. We just did group. See? Create a group called caption with that. Well, let me take you up. Create a group called exec right there. Just group add exec and verify like this. Okay. So group add staff has been created. So I can come back now and I type in this command. So I'm just going to recall this command right there. Group add, that's G, staff as primary group, that's G, order, for who? Harry. Put the account name, Harry. Okay. And I hit enter. Oh, group order as well doesn't exist. You see, I didn't notice that. So we didn't create a group called order. So I also have to create the group called order. So group add order, and that has been created. So I'm going to recall my command, user add primary group represented by dash G, so lowercase g, staff, other secondary groups, uppercase G, other, and exec, for which account we are creating Harry, and hit enter. And that now it works. So we've learned now it works. Okay, how do we verify? You should know how to verify, right? ID dash A Harry, and these are the groups, staff, exec, and other, all for Harry. Now in this case we're just focusing on the group names and not the group ID. So that's the group IDs that have been assigned, 4, 3, 5. Okay, if we wanted to know the group ID as we were doing that, then we do that just like we did in our previous notes. Okay, good job. Oh, so that's that. So let's that was the fourth field. That was the fourth field. If I take us back up, all the fourth field GID, group IDs, fourth field from right here, from the user account components we are working with. So since student 1, password 2, 3, 4, now is a comment field. Okay, comment field, which is the fifth field we're going to look at right now. So we have to do all 7. So comment field contains the description of the user account or full name of the user account. That's what it is. So contains the description of the user account, or in other words, the name of the user. Name of the account user. Okay, the 6th field is the home directory. Home directory field. Okay. And say the default home directory user unit is /home. So and if we type this command $home, or rather if you echo $home, it displays the home directory. Anyway, let's put that in the notes, before I see what's home directory field. So the home directory field, well, like we said, this is where the user account is sitting. Like when we're creating the user account, we say home, then James, for example, or Jado /home/Jado. So that account Jado is sitting in the home directory. Okay, that's the field where the account is sitting at. So most accounts are sitting in the home directory, and the default system variable for a user's home is the $home. Okay. Let's see that default system variable for user's home is $, or all uppercase home. Okay. Okay, I didn't do that right in the server. Let me verify something. Okay. So the default system variable for user's home is the $home. Okay. So what that means, if you want to verify a user's home directory, the user which you're currently logging in, so you just type echo, and then you echo $home in uppercase, all uppercase. Okay. Let's put that in our notes. So if I say echo $, all uppercase home, and I hit enter, note, this will display the home directory of the accounts which you are logged in. I just did that for this account. I'm logged in as root right here. Echo $sign uppercase home gives me /root, so I'm logged into root. This is the home display the home directory. I'm logged in this root. So let's say I su to student's account. What did I do? Su that student. Okay, I'm logging as student. Never mind that. That's something else. I don't know what to do. I'm logging as student. So if I do echo $sign home, so see, tells me I'm logging in. This is the student's home directory right here. It gives me student's home directory. I'm logged in. Home student. So any account which you're logging in, as you type echo $sign or uppercase home, it displays the home directory which you're logged in at. Okay, so let me exit back to it. Right. Okay, the last field. Oh, we almost done all them fields. The last field, 7th field, which is the shell field. Let's me try some myself. If I do cd. So if what I was just testing, let's say I was in a different directory, in the directory tree, and somewhere down I just do cd $sign or uppercase home. It's going to move me all the way back to my home directory. You see, that's what this does. So take note of that command. That's what it does. Okay, so let's look at the last field and the shell field. So it's the shell of the account, like bash, bourne shell. We look at types of shells in Linux. We said Linux is running on what? And the bourne shell. So let's write that down. So shell field, it is the shell of the account. So how do we know? So if I echo, so if I say echo $sign, this time all uppercase shell, this will what? Will display the shell which is of the system, the shell which this account was set up on. So for example, I do echo $sign all uppercase shell, and it is the bash shell, build bash. So Linux, Linux runs on the bash shell. Okay, Solaris is the bourne shell. Solaris is actually bourne and bash. You can switch from bourne to bash shell in Solaris. Linux is just bash shell. Okay, so and the bash shell, the shell type is the last thing in the account. Remember when I grab student from etc password, yeah, it is at the end in bash, so that's the shell. Go back to your notes, we spoke about shell types, what the shell is in the Linux server. Remember, do your research. But that's it in bash shell. So that's that for the 7 fields, and I'm just going to do a little explanatory thing here to help you. Options of the user add command. Command. It's just like a summary table of the user command to help, user add. You have user add -c. You've seen all of this already, but I just want to give them and explain, like there's something to guide you. -d, -s, -m, -u, -lowercase g, -uppercase g. So these are the different options we've seen so far, and -g, -c, we know it's for comments. So -d is for home directory. Let me do it this way. Directory, the word is too long. Anyway, one thing to be organized, easy for me to know what I'm good. So that's home directory. -s is shell, which you should probably know already. So -s will signify the shell. Okay, -m, create home directory if none exists. Right? That's what -m does. Create home directory. That's what it does. Too long words. Home directory. So that's what the -m does. I'm just telling you, giving you, a good explanation of what each option does. -u, which we've seen already. You should know what -u is by now. -u is for UID. We want to create a UID. -g is lowercase g is for GID, right? And the uppercase G is to create a secondary GID. Yeah, the secondary, right? So that's it. Those are the options we use the user add command with. So user add -c, you know what the -c will do. The user add -d, you know what the -d will do. User add -s, you know what -s will do. User add -m, you know what it does. -u, we know what it does. -g, we know what it does, and -uppercase g, you know what it does as well. So there's one more. -o, very important. -o is to duplicate, create a duplicate UID and GID. That's what it does, create a duplicate UID and GID. So -o creates duplicate. Okay, take note of this. very important. There are more. Just more -k, and -k. I'll just do it this way. -k option. Still of the user add command. Okay, -k. So -k specifies the path to the skeleton directory other than the system default. So the -k again, I say, specifies the path to the skeleton directory other than the system default. So there is a skeleton directory. Okay, so the skeleton files are user, the user.system initialization files. So what I'm saying is they manage user and site profiles. So default skeleton file directories are in the etc scale. Okay. So there is for it. Okay, sorry. It's the scale. So default skeleton files, right, are in the etc scale directory. etc scale, that's where they are. So when you create an account, in the process of creating an account, there are what we call skeleton files that will be created in the process of creating that account. And those skeleton files, they go and store themselves in this directory called etc scale. Okay, so that just happens, but let's say you don't want those files to be created, to be stored upon creating accounts in the future in etc scale. You can create a new skeleton directory using the -k option, and then you tell the system, when accounts are created, store those accounts in that new directory that you created, that new directory that you want to be your default directory for skeleton files. So that's what the -k is all about. So the -k just specifies a path to the skeleton directory. That's all it all. Simple. -k specifies a path to the skeleton directory. It's not something which you would use a lot. So I'm not going to put notes on that. I'm just explaining it. Okay. So we spoke about -m. We say create so home directory non-exist. Take note. It also transfers a copy of the skeleton files from etc scale to the user's home directory. Okay. I repeat that. So -k, apart from creating a user's home directory non-exist, it also transfers a copy of the skeleton files from etc scale directory to the user's home directory. That's the -k. I mean, yeah, the -m rather. Okay. So again, no, without that -m, -m is important. So without -m, when creating an account, the account is not really created. So it will not have a landing directory for the account, and the skeleton files will not exist in that account. So if we ls or list the account, the account will not be there. So let's say we're creating an account, we don't put the -m kind of there, but if we try logging in, it won't work. So the -m will create the directory and copy the skeleton files in the home directory it creates. Okay, good. That's F. Let's look at another one real quick. -F stands for inactive period. It's a maximum number of days. Okay, I'm going to give you notes on this. -F That's F option. Period. Okay. Maximum about this that an account can stay inactive, so it is locked or blocked. So let's say a company hires a worker, on a contract basis. That new candidate comes in, works for 6 months, does a contract job with them for 6 months. Upon starting the job, they create a user account for that person. Okay, you do your job 6 months, they pay you, and you're done, you leave. Now, you, the system admin, a permanent system admin in that company, will use -F, user add -F, to make that account, give you the maximum of days for that account, that, for it to stay inactive before it is locked. Okay, so an account can be active, account can be made locked. An account can just be put inactive, just keep it dormant, nothing happening with the account. That's what the -F option does. And another one, -E, which means expire. Okay, meaning expire. What is it? It's use, set, and expiration date to user account. Okay, so the user account will be disabled. Non-native after the expiration date. So we use -E4. So let's say, for example, let's say user add -E, then I put a date like this in this nature. Let's see, December 12th day, December 31st, 2019. Sorry, 2019. So that means 2019. So that means, and they put the name of the account at the end. So that means December 31st, 2019. When after this date reaches and pass, following day, that account is expired. That account is disabled. Okay, it's inactive. It doesn't work. Nothing can be done with that account. So that's what the -E option does for us. Okay, I will stop at this. We will end here for now, and cover the rest in subsequent videos. Thank you, and make sure you exercise, practice. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and look out for your homework. Once again, this is a video courtesy of BEGTech Consulting, where knowledge is being advanced. Take care. Bye.